Welcome to DU Digimon.
Hello and welcome to DU Digimon, and welcome to yet another deck profile on the channel. If you're liking this content, please make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel and ding that notification bell so you're not missing out on any of the latest content. Speaking of missing, you will notice that my beautiful face carpet has now been trimmed, so RIP to my fuzzy little friend. But also, what you will notice is we are looking at Hexeblau today. So this is a deck I've not seen a lot of representation on the YouTubes. I sound so old. On the YouTubes recently, so I thought we'd touch it. You know, we're well known for touching the more, well, I say well known. We're well known among our subscribers for being a channel that likes to look at kind of jankier decks and stuff like that. Obviously, we've got Jank Tank 6 coming up, week commencing the 28th of October. So I figured we'd have a look at Hexeblau. It's not quite finished yet as a deck. It's actually got some coming support, although kind of indirectly, not really indirectly, but kind of indirectly, in the form of the new Kumon and Korikakumon that are coming out in BT18. Both of those have the Ice Snow trait, so we can actually use those. Plus, there's then more Ice Snow stuff coming in EX08. I can't quite remember the name of the Digimon in question from that, but it's absolutely adorable. The level 6 is like the in training, but just inside a glass, like a snow globe at the top. It's so cute. So it's still got some ways to go in terms of what it can potentially do, but for the time being, I thought I would take some inspiration from Sam's Hexeblaumon deck. You may have seen the Hexeblaumon deck on the channel a couple of times before. Essentially, the whole idea of Sam's build is to do a lot of trashing stuff, do a lot of stunning stuff, and then give himself security tap +1, unsuspend, and swing a lot of times. You know, classic shenanigans. So here we've got similar kind of things going on. We've got some draw engine stuff from the Hyarimon egg, the new egg. We've got jamming from the one copy of Bukamon, which is the only limited egg in the game, and for very good reason. And we've got a lot of other tricks in there. So let's get into more of the build. So we've got the level 3s here. So I've got 4 of the Snow Agumon, who has the new Iceclad keyword. What's really good about the Iceclad keyword is that essentially when you're battling another Digimon, you take the amount of Digivolution cards you've got into consideration instead of DP. So if this Snow Agumon, with even just one source underneath it, so, you know, an egg, were to fight a level 7 that doesn't have any sort of sources, the Snow Agumon will win every single time, which is bonkers. I really like that idea. It's kind of a shame that this doesn't have, like, access to, you know, stuff that we can use to properly, like, force them to attack us, like, I don't know, collision. That would be busted, but, like, imagine Iceclad plus collision. One day Bandai will make that happen. I absolutely swear they will. Then we've got 3 copies of the EX06 This is just in here to give us an additional blocker, as well as also give us jamming as an inheritable. We need jamming in this to kind of make the deck work. So that is in there to help us out with that. Then we've also got the Balukomon here. So this is our main searcher. Reveal top 3 cards. Add 1 card with Paildramon or Hexeblau in its name, and 1 card with Ice Snow trait. So this is going to be double hitting quite a lot of the time. Not always, because we do have some stuff in here that does not have those traits. You know, obviously, most of the... Actually, no, 2 of the rookies are Ice Snow, obviously the Beamon's not, and then one of our champions, one of our level 5s, and one of our level 6s, and our level 7 are non-searchable. So maybe there's a few things it can't search, but, you know, it's still a very good searcher. Also has a great inheritable, same as the Snow Agumon, which is trash the top Digivolution card of one of your opponent's Digimon. They both share that inheritable. Then we have got, going into the level 4s, we've got 2 of the EX3 Paildramon. This is just nice as a little floodgate, because that's an opponent's turn inheritable of when an opponent's Digimon with no Digivolution cards would Digivolve. You increase the cost of that Digivolution by 1, which is really nice. And then when Digivolving, you just choose 1 Digivolution card under one of your opponent's Digimon and trash it. So having that freedom to choose what you're trashing is very good. Then we've got 4 of the Paildramon from EX07. So this is trash bottom 2 Digivolution cards of one of your opponent's Digimon. Then if your opponent has no Digimon with Digivolution cards, this Digimon gains jamming and blocker. So it can be defensive and offensive all in one go, which is really cool. And then it has that same trash to the top Digivolution card of one of your opponent's Digimon that some of the rookies have. Then I've got 4 copies of the Gekomon from EX7. This is actually an NSP card, but I like it because it gives us a draw when it's played out or when it's digivolving, and it gives us inheritable jamming, which will really help us. It means we've got 7, 8 if you're including the Bukamon here that give us jamming as an inheritable, and then we've got 1 playset of a card that will give us jamming as it's when digivolving. So I really like that to give us as much jamming as possible, and the reason we want as much jamming as possible is these 2 cards right here. So first of all, we'll go into the BT5 Chris Paildramon. So this one is trash the bottom Digivolution card of all of your opponent's Digimon, so that's pretty good, does quite a wide selection of source stripping. Then your turn, if your opponent has a Digimon with no Digivolution cards in play, this Digimon gains security attack +1, which is really nice. Then we've got the new Chris Paildramon, which has Ice Clad, really good. When digivolving, trash any 2 Digivolution cards under your opponent's Digimon. Then if your opponent has no Digimon with Digivolution cards, this Digimon unsuspends. So this, in combination with the Paildramon, or indeed if you've got like just a jamming inheritable underneath, you can swing in safely, do a check, unsuspend, swing in again because you've got jamming. So really good. And then we've that's also got the 2 copies of Zudamon Ace just as a defensive option. Trash sources, bounce stuff, really cheap level 5 to play out, really good. Then we go into our level 6s. So we've got 4 of the Hexeblaumon from EX7. This is the new kind of boss monster for the deck. Got security attack +1 inherently, so let alone the inheritables that you can actually put underneath it. And it has Ice Clad, so it can help beat things over. When digivolving, you trash any 4 Digivolution cards of your opponent's Digimon. Then, if your opponent has no Digimon with Digivolution cards, you bottom deck one of their tamers. Not return to the hand, you bottom deck it, which is really good against some matchups. You know, Blue Hybrid, for example. You don't want to give them their tamers back into their hand. You know, you don't want to delete them either. You want to make sure they are down at the bottom of the deck where they belong. You know, and you know, it's just a really good form of removal. Then the opponent's turn effect it's got as well. None of your opponent's Digimon with as many or fewer Digivolution cards as this Digimon can suspend. So it just stops them from attacking or blocking or suspending to proc their effects. It's just really cool. You know, Galaxy Loop Mirage Galgamon has started using this card because it is just really nice. Then I've got 2 copies of the Vikemon Ace. I'm actually thinking of bumping this down to 1 in order to put an Omnimon in this. Do you know what? BRB, and we're back. We've now got 1 copy of Vikemon Ace, because actually I really like that idea. So, what this does is you're going to blast Digivolve, or just when Digivolving, or as an on-play. You're going to de-Digivolve 2, one of your opponent's Digimon, then none of their Digimon with 1 or fewer Digivolution cards can suspend until the end of their turn, which is awesome. Then when attacking, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 1 or fewer Digivolution cards. So it's a really nice form of removal. I have just got it in here as 1 though, just because it can't use the Chris Paildramon inheritable, because this, which I don't think I touched upon, gives you piercing and security attack +1 on an Ice Snow Digimon, specifically if your opponent's got no Digimon with Digivolution cards. So this inheritable only works on Hexeblaumon. One day we will have Ice Snow level 6s, such as I think Ancient Megatheriumon. I may have butchered the name, and then also the again the Snow Globe headed little dude in a giant mecha Digimon as well. Both of those I believe have the Ice Snow trait. I will double check that though and pop those up on screen if I have not already done that, so for you guys. But this only works with this currently, which is not ideal, so hence Vikemon is down to 1. Then in the level 7 slot, the newly added in BT5 Omnimon, as I just added it in. This is just in here to help us get an additional swing after we've done a bunch of checks, so I think that's really nice. You can also technically use it to defend as with the protection effect. You know, so if an opponent's Digimon would delete this Digimon or return it to the owner's hand, you may prevent it from leaving play by trashing a level 6 card in this card's Digivolution card, so you can do that, but it's mainly in here just for that when Digivolving Blitz Omni. you know, will always be there to end the game. Then, speaking of potentially ending a game, I've also put in 1 copy of Imperialdramon Paladin Mode Ace, just to give us a level 7 ace that we can go into. And also, it works really well with this overall strategy because it does source stripping. So, trashes the sources of every single Digimon on the field, on your opponent's field, which is really nice. And then you then kind of return the trash of either player to the hand. Gain 3 memory if a white level 7 was in there. So unfortunately we can't really prop that. Well, I mean, technically we could. If the Omnimon ends up in the trash, we can make kind of use of that effect. And if we're going up against something that has this, or indeed another white level 7, we can also make use of that. So it's quite useful. Also, it does have the fantastic when attacking effect of by returning one of your opponent's Digimon with no Digivolution cards to the bottom of the deck, unsuspend this Digimon. So you can just keep going bang, 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 bang. The wider board they go, the more you can punish them. It's really nice. It's not a once per turn. Really nice card that we have seen a lot of decks be able to take advantage of. Then we're going to go into our Tamers. We've got 2 of the Davis from BT3. Sets you to 3. Then does an on-play. Top 3 cards. Adds a blue and a green. Obviously, we're mainly blue. We've got 1 green card in the form of Paladin Mode Ace. So it could potentially be a double hitter, but that is unlikely. Then we've got the Sora and Joe from BT5. Start of your turn, if your opponent has a Digimon with no Digivolution cards in play, you gain 2 memory, which is nice. And then your turn effect, when you attack with a blue Digimon, you may suspend this tamer to trash up to 2 Digivolution cards from the bottom of one of your opponent's Digimon. So again, really nice, goes with the overall strategy. It is just in here as a one-of, just because it doesn't technically set us to 3, and because it's an older card, if your opponent doesn't have a Digimon out, it doesn't recognize that they have no Digimon with sources. It specifically has to be a Digimon with no sources, which does kind of suck. Then we've got Joe from BT14. On play, trash any 1 Digivolution card of one of your opponent's Digimon. Really cool. Then when a Digivolution card is of an opponent's Digimon is trashed, by suspending this tamer, gain 1 memory. So it can actually it can come out for cost of 2, which is really cool. And obviously helps us with gaining more memory the more source stripping we're doing across the deck. Then we go into our options. I've got 1 copy of Ice Statue. When you would use this card, if you have a blue tamer in play, reduce the cost by 1, so it'll only cost you 5. Trash the top 3 Digivolution cards of one of your opponent's Digimon, then return one of your opponent's Digimon no Digivolution cards to its owner's hand. So just a nice little bit of spot removal. You know, there are technically other removal options that you could use as well, but because we've got so much source stripping in this is actually quite consistent in terms of it being able to return stuff back to hand, and it's cheaper than a lot of those other options, so it is pretty good. I mean, you could easily replace this with something like Full Moon Meteor Impact, which dependent on the situation will be cheaper for you, but you know, this is, I think, really good in this build. Then we've got Summon Frost. Now I was a bit shaky on this card because there's not a lot of on plays that we could take advantage of with this. The only on play in this build that we've got from an Ice Snow Digimon is Balukomon. Everything else does not have an on play. I could have put in the I think it's Snow Wizardmon that came out in EX07, but I just don't like it. I really don't like it. It seems like it'd be really useful. Maybe I'm missing a trick, but being able to unsuspend one of your Digimon could be good defensively if you've got blocker on something, but I just don't know. You know, you're paying cost of 5 to play it out, and then you know the additional effect of this is you get to trash top 2 Digivolution cards of one of your opponent's Digimon. Then if they've got no sources on any of their Digimon, none of their Digimon can attack, which is nice. But I just don't know about the Snow Wizardmon. Let me know if you guys agree with me or not about that, but I didn't like it in testing. It just didn't really come up enough to do that unblocking. Plus, we've gone for more of an aggro build, and because we'd have to pay cost 5 to play it out to unsuspend one of our guys, it's very unlikely we're going to use that to kind of unsuspend more, especially when we've got cheaper options to unsuspend. Then we've got High Speed Plugin at 1. Gives you jamming for the turn. If you've got a tamer in play, you ignore the colour requirements. Obviously, all of our stuff is blue, so that does not matter. But you gain the jamming, and you also become unblockable for the turn. And then if it's hit the security, you get to draw 1 and add the card to your hand. So it gives you a +2 card advantage if you hit it in security, which is really nice. Then we've got 2 copies of Wave of Reliability. This is the main card I thought of when I was thinking about this deck and thinking about what it could be used for, what it could be used in, and Sam's deck came to mind because he loves to use this card in his Hexeblaumon build. You trash any 2 Digivolution cards from your opponent's Digimon. Then, if you have a Tamer with Joe in its name, choose one of your Digimon. If your opponent has no Digimon with Digivolution cards, that chosen Digimon unsuspends. So, because we play Joe Tamers, this is a much cheaper option to unsuspend your Digimon than something like the Snow Wizardmon. Yes, the Snow Wizardmon gives you an additional body, but if you're swinging for game, that additional body means nothing. So, you know, there is that to consider. You know, plus, and using 2 of these is literally less expensive than doing this or playing out a Snow Wizardmon. So, it's just the better option to me. Then, in security, you'll get to activate the card's effect and then also add it to your hand, so you can give yourself more blockers as well if it's hitting security. Then the last card we've got is 3 copies of Mental Training, just so we can add everything in the deck bar Omnimon. We could, before I put him in there, we could put everything in the deck. Now we can't. But I'm sure that will never punish us because it will always be revealing 2. So, you know, we're always going to be adding something, so no issues there. But that's the build. Let's get into a match and see how we do. Right, we're against Cake. Hopefully we'll have our cake and eat it too. This hand is shite, so we're going to go for something else. Let's go here. Go 0 into Snowogomon. Then I'll let you go 3 into Balukomon. Get the Odie into Paildramon. Bye, Imperial Dramon. Nice knowing you. Oh, we're against Pulsemon. It's a deck I absolutely adore, and one that I know has a lot of tricks. So it's going to be probably quite difficult. Go straight into Renamon. Suspend us, gain a memory. I know they didn't gain a memory, do they? Because they haven't got enough security. Do we move up yet? No. I'm going to say no. Balukomon, die for your sins. Die for the cause. Yes. And then we'll just go Joe. We're not going to trash anything underneath this Renamon, unfortunately, but at least it sets us up with a way of gaining memory soon. So if we bounce this... Actually, they don't have Leon currently. Do we go for it or not? Yeah. Screw it. Go here, go Paildramon. Trash everything underneath you. Get jamming, gain a memory. And then go swingy, swing, swing. Yeah, to draw. Oh dear, we've given them a Leon. That's not annoying at all. I could just... no, because now that they've got the Leon... Oh, no, it's not in their sources, though. If they've got another Leon in hand, they're going to go up to 5. So I feel like I'm just getting rid of the body. So... I think a blasting might be better. Let's just do this. Give ourselves a blocker. Could have given ourselves a blocker and removed something, but yeah. Yeah. If they beat us over, then you know, which they're like they can very easily do with Kazuchimon. Whereas at least we've got the Ice Clad, then we've got a chance of them not doing that. Yes, Kazuchimon. So they'll suspend us. But like I mentioned, we've got the Ice Clad. So because we've got more sources than them, they will die if they attack into us. So attacking into us would not be a good idea. Though, and they don't have Takumi Kazuchi in Trash yet, do they? No. Depends if they're playing that as well, because I like playing Takumi Kazuchi in Pulsemon, but not every Pulsemon player does. They like some go a little bit more pure. So we'll see what happens. They're going to get to unsuspend. Trash their insecurity. I mean, because of the way we've played, we've got the capacity to clear their board next turn. Because we've got the Ice Clad, so we can beat this over. And we can bounce this with Zudomon. Oof. Oof. So glad it's not more than -6. I've got Ice Clad. Are you not aware of Ice Clad? That was silly of you. Ice Clad. Oh, but you had the barrier. Interesting. And we'll still have the barrier as well. Makes it slightly more difficult. But let's go for plan A. So we're gonna go trash. Actually, but we can get rid of the barrier, can't we? If I do this a certain way. Then go under here. Trash the Leon, so you've got no barrier. Beat you over with the Ice Clad. And then let's just go Zudomon to get rid of this Pulsemon. They will obviously be able to go into the raising with this, but I'd rather clear their board now than it being a problem later. And they are at the perfect amount of security, but nothing on board. Digimon Emperor. That's joyful. We've got no jamming on either of these. So attacking could be very, very risky. But at the same time, I need card draw. Yay. I'm wishing I could have attacked with this in first, but that's fine. Zudomon, I'm not going to risk doing that. What we will do, at risk of them going to 5 memory, I'm going to go into Geckomon to get an additional draw. That is a pretty good top draw. That might be able to do us some good business. And they've got no Leon in hand, so they don't get the memory. Get -3. Oh no, they suspend one of our dudes, don't they? Suspend Mazudo. I mean, if they use the Hacker Pride, they give themselves 2 memory and a recovery. Yeah, there you go. Just as I said it. It's like I know a Pulsemon player's mind. I have been there. I have seen it. Channeling my inner Darth Maul there, apparently. Stop minusing me. What you gonna do now, bruh? What you gonna do? I mean, if we're very lucky, we've got game next turn, because we've got Wave of Reliability, but that is very much based on luck. Okay, we've got a Ricky. That's good. So let's go 0 over there. Let's then go... 3 into Chris Paledramon. I think it's trash underneath here. And we'll get rid of... Select up to 2, isn't it? So let's get rid of the egg, because that's memory. DP doesn't matter, so we'll just get rid of Pulsemon. Well, potentially we could have removed this if we were clever. Because I could have, if I'd left the egg underneath and de-digivolved this, it would then become an egg. So, yeah, could have been a way to go. But it's okay. Then, let's go in with a cheeky jamming check. Let's go in with a cheeky this check, just so I can get a draw. Trash underneath there. Get a draw. Hexeblau. And that's pretty good. And then as much as I would love to also swing in with this, if we do, and they've got something, then we're in a bit of a problem. So I think my best plan is to go into Hexeblau. 4 cost to 4. And bounce that Digimon Emperor back away, and then make it so that this can't attack. Because it's got no sources, and it's got less sources than Hexeblau does. So I'm going to do that to give themselves a blocker. One issue with that. I will just take it away. What can be given can be taken away. So I guess I will be having my cake and eating it too. Gotta love cake as a name. Just cake. I just love cake. Who doesn't love cake? Celiacs? It's gluten-free cake. Ooh, okay. Went for the Flame Crusher. Oof. Okay. Well, that's annoying, but right, we're gonna go here. We're going to go in with Hexeblau. Hexeblau will get to trash some stuff, get rid of the blocker. We've also got piercing on this anyway, I believe. If they did decide to do anything further with that. Get a draw. And Leon, hopefully don't hit anything big. Oh, Thunder Flame, of course, for minus 15. Oh man, I wanted to do Wave of Reliability to show how cool that is, but either way, we won. We got a win. Not gonna lie, that took me a while to get a win. The deck does still need work, if I'm being honest. So we had quite a few issues. The lack of protection, you know, because I'm off camera. I'll put some clips over whilst I'm talking right now. We hit Heaven's Judgment, which ruined our days today. That could just be a matter of luck, but without any sort of protection, that is still a problem. Perhaps this needs to be more control oriented. Maybe I should be less trying to be aggressive with this build and more control, because the control seems to be where Hexeblau is shining. As much as I really like the idea of trying to make this more aggressive, but maybe something to test with. You know, you guys can maybe use this deck profile as a little guide if you want to try and make this more aggressive, or maybe take it as learning if you want to try and be a bit more control. You know, I think in retrospect I would probably lean towards going more control-y oriented with this. But I still do like the deck. The deck is fun. It does the job, but I can very much tell there are kind of areas where it still needs to improve. But let me know what you guys think, guys, as always, in the comments below. Rip into me. Rip my life into pieces. This is my last deck profile. No, it's not my last deck profile. But yeah, just let me know what you guys think, as always. And also if you'd like to see this in one of our matches on the channel as well. But until next time, guys, let me know what deck profiles you guys want to see next. We'll see you on the next video. But until then, keep it digital.